Hey Sagittarius, how's it going? Bet you thought it wasn't gonna get to you, did ya? Today I record for you, Sagittarius. Sorry it took me so long to get to this video. This will be about how the rest of Mars retrograde will play out for you personally. Now, there was definitely some things that I needed to process before I could get to the point of being ready to record this. So I appreciate your patience very, very much. Man, I feel out of practice. But I'm confident that this will be a good reading. Also just got new nails. Check it out. Got Capricorn symbol on that finger. Oh, you cannot see it. Crescent moon. There's the constellation for Capricorn. And on this one we've got like just some pretty shit. Just pretty. It's one of those weekends, you know? What are you doing to like nurture yourself? To make yourself feel better? Especially considering that Aries, for you Sagittarius, Aries is your 5th house, which rules things like creativity and joy, children, and romance, and the like more pleasurable side of life. It's super important, super important that you take time to really enjoy things. Life. So, hopefully that little message helps somebody. Okay, so I'm going to do a 9-card box spread. And honestly, I don't know if I'm going to put the image of the 9 cards in the screen here. I actually have not looked at any video editing software for my phone. And I don't have a laptop right now, so. But I'm here, and that is the important thing. Showing up. Well, there's your middle card. Okay. So, I'm going to look at these going vertically and then horizontally, and we'll see kind of what comes up. And the first row is like what has already happened or what's currently happening. It's kind of like the near past. The middle row will be like more present day, this week, this month. And then the third row will be kind of like outcome, near future, at the end of retrograde. Oh wow. And at the bottom, Sagittarius, we have the world. Very appropriate for today, for this time period, for this freaking year. So on this card, this is the Fool after he has gone through his entire journey and actually become a hermaphrodite, trans. Now he embodies both the feminine and the masculine, and they are ready to step through a portal, exit one world, and go into the next. That's pretty cool. Okay. Nice. So there's a couple of differences with this deck from the normal, more traditional Rider-Waite and Golden Dawn Tarot. Just basically in the names and a few of the ideas behind the names, just so that it embodies more of the Druid and Wicca path. So I'll go through those as we come across them. Yeah, So in the center of your reading, what actually popped out for you, Sagittarius, is the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is definitely about celebration. It is about finding four pillars that keep you stable. It's the four walls of your home. It is passions that lead you to new places. Passions that can be celebrated. So that is definitely an interesting start for you, Sagittarius. A nice stable start. Maybe that, since it's at like the heart of your reading, that's definitely what you're hoping to find. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so first row, we have the Seven of Wands up top, Seven of Pentacles, and Cernunnos, which is this deck's version of the Devil. Don't look at it like just the Devil. It is like an unbridled sexual passion. This actually shows these two figures here represent the High Priest and the High Priestess. They also represent the two figures on the Lover's card. And this depicts, the image is basically them after they have embraced and united, and now they have fallen asleep in the forest. And because of that, how shall I put this? Not lack of safety, but disregard for the dangers of the forest, or disregard for the dangers of the wild. They have the potential of being overcome by this force. Okay, so the Seven of Wands being in the highest spot, this is kind of like our mental space and maybe in the ethereal. And that's actually kind of interesting that it's the Seven of Wands, because this figure is standing atop a tower or on a battlement, something of that sort, and he's clearly defending his position. It definitely gives the feeling of, I have gotten this far, this is my stance, and I will defend it to the death. And then right in the middle of that is the Seven of Pentacles. I believe he's cutting holly. I'm not 100% certain. And the Seven of Pentacles is kind of like things haven't quite come to full manifestation, especially in the material realm. He's actually using a ceremonial knife to cut that holly, that crescent moon knife. Anyway, things haven't come to fruition, and the sense that I'm getting from this is you fought extremely hard to get to wherever it is you are, whether that is with something that you're passionate about, or it could maybe be a home life, or a sense of value. And you've been giving into some drive of yours. That's not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing. I want you to take that good and bad polar opposites and throw them out, okay? The reason being, everything happens. There is no black and white. There is no good and bad. There is no positive and negative. And there is, obviously it exists, but it comes from a third unified thing. And this force that's been driving you, or that you've been seeking in the real world here, it's definitely like you've been fighting for it, but like it's not actually manifested as anything real. hold on to that thought. We're going to move on and come back to it. In the middle row, this is like, the middle row is actually really beautiful. We have the Ace of Cups up top. Gorgeous. Just like, look at that art for a second. It's freaking beautiful. Just that crescent moon. Looks like it's sunrise. Maybe sunset. There's a salmon swimming up the stream. Sorry. I am not used to these lights at all. Anyway, so there's a salmon swimming up the stream there. The water is literally pouring out. And the crescent moon to me indicates that... Is that waning or waxing? It's waning. Interesting. Anyway, it just shows that there's an abundance of life and life force around you or around the cup. And that's what's in your headspace or what's in the ethereal. And then the Four of Wands, like I showed you before, and then underneath that is the Queen of Cups. I absolutely love the Queen of Cups. This card is so gorgeous. It came up not terribly long ago in one of my just 3-card readings, but I just want to point out a couple of details about the art of this card. So there's the full moon above her cup. There's a full moon above her cup, right? She has bare feet and one of her toes is dipped into the water. She has an extremely serene look on her face and both of her hands are holding the cup. She has one hand underneath to protect it and the other hand is holding it. This is someone, if it's a person in your life or if it's you, it really shows a level of emotional maturity and the ability to nurture both psychic and artistic. Are they separate? Are they different? Gifts, while peacefully awaiting that which will come to you. The more negative interpretation of the Queen of Cups could be that it's someone that is overbearing and just too much. Like Queen of Cups in a negative connotation. Ooh, there's that dichotomy that the more like reversed interpretation would really be like a mother type figure that is overprotective. Like I said, I basically just repeated what I said, but I don't really get that sense from this. I feel like this is probably an inner process that's been going on for you, Sagittarius, where before you were like seriously fighting to defend something that wasn't even manifesting, that was driven by a more lower base instinct, and now we're moving or have moved into this space of either giving yourself like some really beautiful self-love, like I was saying with the nails, or there's like a new artistic thing coming into your life, or a new passion, or maybe it's not even new, it's just renewed, especially with Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter now moving direct. That is a massive thing in your second house, actually, Sagittarius, that would definitely contribute to a feeling of worth and self-love opening up. So that's pretty cool. And then in the third row, we have the Five of Swords. Defeat. The Two of Pentacles. It's pretty cool how they've got this. They've got two ships crashing in the water there. And then the figure there juggling. And then the Three of Pentacles. Work. Collaboration. Okay. So, the Five of Swords being up top in the ethereal in your mind, this tells me that there's definitely some fighting going on. There's either this is an internal thing, like I was kind of saying with the other two rows, where you're like cutting yourself down in your mind, because you gotta understand, as within so without, as above so below. What happens internally is mirrored outside of us all of the time. So, I mean, this could be something that you're witnessing, but I really feel like it's happening internally as well. Almost like, yeah, there's this cup here, but I don't deserve it, so I'm pushing them away. And then, this Two of Pentacles here. Now, you know how I was just saying how these two seemingly opposing things are actually part of a third unified, all-encompassing thing or concept? The two is really that one thing split into two. So it's like there are these two opposite choices, and you have no idea which one to take, which road to go down, which path to choose, which change to make in your life. But ultimately, both paths, it doesn't really matter which one you take, you just have to decide. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. And the moment that you decide which path to take, which change to make to better your situation, your life, your value, your pocketbook, your creative projects, your relationships, your friendships, once you decide, then this will no longer be such a fight. And the ships will stop crashing because you'll have steered one of them to safety. And then the Three of Pentacles, this is some really beautiful, healthy Capricorn energy, really. The Three of Pentacles is all about putting the work in. Like, that's actually, I literally just realized, it was the Two of Pentacles and then the Three of Pentacles. You can't get to this place of equal collaboration, of manifesting what you're trying to work on until you've made a decision. So you can put all the work in that you want. If you're splitting your focus and not focusing on just the one thing, and like you're trying to accomplish a million different things, it backfires. Like, we try to pretend that like multitasking is the greatest thing in the world and I can do 7 tasks at once, that makes me amazing. It actually makes it so that you don't perform any of those tasks to the best of your ability. You end up like literally how this process happens in your brain. Your hippocampus is responsible for organizing your tasks and your thoughts and stuff, and it's kind of like your RAM in a computer. You know, you only have so much RAM to run so many windows. And when you switch between tasks, your brain literally has to unload what it was doing and load up the next thing that you're focusing on, and that takes brain power, it takes energy, it takes a lot of work for your brain and your body to do that. So when you're multitasking, you're actually depleting more energy than if you had just focused on the one thing and worked at that. Wow, that was a really strong message. Whew. And maybe that's why the Seven of Pentacles is here. Like, it's not manifesting because you've had your focus split. Okay, so now let's look at this going vertically, although I think I really like hit the ball out of the park going Now let's look at it horizontally. I think I already like home run with the other way, but let's just take a quick look here. So up top, 7 of Wands, Ace of Cups, 5 of Swords. That really speaks to me of like the lower kind of reversed meaning for the 7 of Wands is kind of like self-righteousness and indignation and my way or the highway. I don't really feel like that is how this is, but maybe that's someone in your peripheral that you've run into that you've had to deal with. And then the Ace of Cups, offer from the universe, offer to and from yourself, what have you. And then the 5 of Swords, defeat. Fighting. Like, if you don't believe that you deserve the Ace of Cups, I think I already said that. The other thing could be, you could be so caught up in fighting for what you think or what you believe is owed to you or what you believe you deserve, that you could miss the Ace altogether and then just end up in that 5 of Swords space. The other thing could be you could end up pushing things away from you when you're in that 7 of Swords energy, when you're like, I have to fight. Because honestly, I mean, take it from me, okay? I'm a Capricorn rising, I'm a Capricorn moon, and I'm a Capricorn stellium. If you're always fighting and like micromanaging situations, it always backfires. It always backfires. So that would definitely leave you in that kind of a space. But the Ace of Cups in the middle there, like this middle row is like so freaking beautiful. It's like if you could get out of your head for a minute and just focus on the fact that life is actually beautiful right now in the present moment, you could feel this contentment of the Queen of Cups. Okay, so anyway, middle row, 7 of Pentacles, 4 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, I really get that it's like you need to cull some things, or maybe during this first month of the Mars retrograde, you have been going through and culling things that don't work, don't serve, aren't manifesting. And hopefully you've been focusing on creating a stable foundation for yourself. And then you're going to be either moving into a space where, because you've been preparing for winter and taking out the trash, so to speak, this leads you to having multiple options. Be that with like career, or I mean, I listed a bunch of things earlier for the 2 of Pentacles. It could be any of those things. Yeah, but yeah, what I really see mostly is all of the fighting is happening in your head. And if you're able to still your mind and come to the present moment, there's some really beautiful, safe, nurturing stuff. And then this bottom row, Cernunnos, the Queen of Cups, and the 3 of Pentacles. I want to read you a little bit about Cernunnos. I hope I'm not butchering that name. I could be. 15, right. The devil! But it's not the devil. Cernunnos. Here we see an image of Cernunnos. Yeah. Before him, two lovers sleep as the sun sets. This card represents the raw power and the instincts and of nature, and also the dangers of delusion and excess, but offers the potential for achieving both freedom and abundance. So that is the key with both this card and with the devil in the regular tarot, is that there is the potential for abuse of power and pleasure and all of that stuff. But if you awaken to your responsibility to take care of yourself and to live effectively in the material realm and not fall prey to our own stronger emotions or other forces, depends on how you want to look at it, and you have you have an ability to really awaken some really extreme power within yourself. Again, take it from a Capricorn. Yeah. I mean, the forces of your passion and your sexuality and your creative energy, this is something I definitely want to talk about. Women's sexuality especially has been demonized for a long time, and it's really hard to break out of that self-shaming and societal shaming of our sexuality and our sexual powers. But from the sacral, oh, my legs just started tingling. From the sacral, from that energy, you can create worlds. Ooh, another thing about the twos. So, in the majority, I would say the majority of earth-based shamanism and Wiccan and various pagan cultures, we have the one source, everythingness, and in order to expand and learn and create change, that one is split into two seemingly opposed concepts of the god and the goddess, right? And those two things work in tandem or against each other or what have you to create that expansion, that change, that learning, the need fire. That's a Futhark term, Norse term. But anyway, so I want you to see, Sagittarius, that the various struggles and conflicts within and without are essentially leading you to make changes in your life, in who you see yourself as, in how you present yourself to the world, in how you love yourself. These things are leading you to create growth in your life. Yeah. And it is only in the dead of winter when we realize we must have fire in order to survive. And if it weren't for the dead of winter, we might not have felt the inner need and the inner desire to create that fire, that hearth fire. So I feel like this period is really teaching you how to build that fire for yourself. And I hope that it is teaching you that you have that fire within yourself. It's not without, it's within. And I just got major whole body chills. Wow. once you really realize this and start to build that fire for yourself and offer that love to yourself, and also accept it from, be receptive to all of the different areas and places that it can come from, you'll really embody this emotionally mature place. And it'll be so much easier to put one foot in front of the other to manifest in your life the abundance that will come to you. It's just about recognizing that the different hurdles put in our path are there for a reason, and they're there to inspire growth, change, and to light that inner fire. Okay, Sagittarius? I'm so glad I waited to do this reading. I tried to film Sagittarius a few times, and then everything broke. So I had to wait. Oh man, what a beautiful period of transformation. I'm so excited for you guys. Please leave a comment down below and let me know what some of the changes have been for you. Accidentally threw the Seven of Wands on the floor. That's interesting. There's a message there. It's almost like you can put down your defenses just a little bit. You don't need to have them up all of the time. Yeah. Okay. Alright, Sagittarius. I am offering personal readings. My email is in the box down below, and I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Peace.